こんにちは、宇都宮光子です。これまでストーリーの順番を追ってきました。今回はネタバレ、さらに、まとめ、ドリームボールの正体を見せて、検証しておきます。ネタバレを知りたくない人は、今回は飛ばしてください。ドリームボールの投げ方自体はもう水島作品で、すでに何度か描かれてきました。次回からまたストーリーを追いつつ、矢沢健一や衣笠やシピンや掛布たち、対戦バッターや江夏豊など裏話を公開していく予定です。まず日日スポーツの山井記者、たまたま一番最初のブルペンでドリームボールを見てしまいます。感動しすぎて記事にしません。おいおい。しかも、この山井記者、ちょっとわけわからないことを言い出すのです。
低めだが、あれをボールと判断してはダメだ。俺は見た。途中からホップするんだ。低めと思ってダウンスイングすると、ボールが高めを行く。そこから先がわからない。
なんて言い出すのです。だって、あなた、ブルペンでドリームボールの練習を見ちゃったのでしょう。そして、ドリームボールは実は、とか、ドリームボールは実はなかった、とか、読者を錯乱するためというより、その度に本気で記事にしてしまうのです。そして、ずっと最後の方で、犬神コミッショナーに、一体ドリーム中のはどうだったのかな、と聞かれて、あっさりと謎解きします。
普通に目に合わせて、指を当てると、ボールは手元で左右に揺れる。いわゆる大リーガーがよく使う、スクリューボールと言われるやつです。これをフォークで投げたのが水原勇気のドリームボールというわけです。
知ってたんかい。ともかくドリームボールを引っ提げて、水原勇気が開幕以来、1軍で再デビュー、9回2アウト、2ストライクからリリーフ登板して、チームの内外をかき乱します。まだセットアップやクローザーが今ほど浸透していない時代ですから、物語はドリームボールはあるのかないのか、かなり盛り上がります。今回はあえてドリームボール、フォークの握りで投げたスクリューボールについて検証しておくと、ちょっとこれは少し、かなり変な話です。たった一本の動画で何もかも解決するわけはありません。ぼちぼちやっていきますから、何か思ったこと感じたことがあったらコメント欄にぜひ書いてください。スクリューボールといえば、もともと大リーグでは意味が少し、ニュアンスが違ってくるようです。フェルナンド、バレンズエラが有名です。他の誰とも違う威力があったので、中日ドラゴンズの山本昌を教わったものの、最初は全く。
There were many reasons Dodger fans fell in love with Fernando Valenzuela in 1981. Obviously, the numbers were great. Valenzuela's midseason 9-4 record earned him the starting assignment at the 1981 All-Star Game. He was just the second rookie pitcher to ever earn the starting nod. Valenzuela's windup may have wowed fans and distracted batters, but it was his mastery of the screwball that kept him off balance. Few in big league history successfully threw the pitch. Before Valenzuela, the best-known screwball pitcher was the New York Giants' Carl Hubble. King Carl's best years were in the 1930s.
What I remember about Fernando was the screwball. It was untouchable, right? It confounded batters and in many ways was like a disruptor.
So he had this freak pitch. I don't remember anybody else at the time that threw, I'm sure there are other guys throwing screwballs. Not a lot of them, not as many as Fernando would throw, and not with the consistency and not with the effectiveness. Even now, there's not a lot of screwball pitchers. It's just a weird pitch.
Valenzuela was taught the screwball by fellow Dodger Bobby Castillo in the winter of 1979. Castillo himself learned it from Ray Lara, who pitched at Lincoln High School in the 1960s.
I threw the screwball. I went and I worked with Bobby Castillo. They were looking at Fernando real close. They said he may need a third pitch or another pitch.
To Double-A with San Antonio, Texas League, and that's when I keep throwing, and then finally I say I'm not gonna use anymore because my record was so bad. I was under 500, winning and losing. So they tell me soon I find the release point and to throw on that pitch, the ball started moving over the plate more, and start working.
Sherman Oaks Notre Dame High School baseball coach Tom Dill explains the nuances of the screwball with assistance from former minor league pitcher Josh Goosen Brown.
Basically, it's going to be a pitch that the pitcher is going to pronate his hand this way, and it's going to put like a reverse slider spin on a pitch, which then will make the ball break the other direction. So let's say you're throwing a slider, might be here, where you're going to get a spiral and the ball is going to break this way for a right-hander. Then a screwball, if you're coming here, it's going to break the other direction. A guy like Fernando, his was very unique and very different. I used to study it all the time because it was the pitch. He held his like this. The way he threw it was 2 fingers. And he threw it with 2, and you can see I've got my thumb here and my middle finger here. He threw it like this and came down this way. And the reason Fernando's was even different is this would have been the accepted way to throw a screwball. But he literally would get his fingers on top of the ball, sometimes this way, like a backwards curveball. So he would literally come on this side of the ball with his fingers curved here, where it would literally be like a curveball spinning out this way, which to me is unheard of.
That's why he was one of the best to ever do it.
He had this confidence, you know, like, hey, I own this place. Tonight the stadium is mine. He would walk out there with his long hair. He'd wind up and he would look up to the heavens. And that was something that I'll always never forget. And then throw a screwball that would just break as hard as anybody could throw it.
He had everything going. He had the cultural issue. He had the greatest screwball in the world. And then he had this image that they had 950,000 pictures were taken of Fernando at this point, or looking up in the sky. And he was everything.